Hello, welcome to another instructional video from ProLedger Online. In this video, we're going to show you how to import data from any online account. So if you have a bank account or a Visa account and you want to import them into the bookkeeping program rather than entering them one entry at a time, you can do that. And we're going to show you exactly how that's done in this video. And we're going to use a CSV file basically, and we'll explain that as well as we go along. So let's get started. Okay, so we're in the bookkeeping program, and just to make this video a little bit easier to follow, it's a blank file. There's no entries in here at all. So what we're going to do is, rather than using add record to make a manual entry, we're going to use a tool called import to import a 3-month batch of data from our online bank account. So what we're going to do here is we clicked on import under tools, and you can see across the top there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 steps that we're going to follow. The first step is to choose a CSV file. Now a CSV file basically is a spreadsheet file of rows and columns with all your data from your online account. And if you log into almost any bank account online, you can choose to download your data in different formats. And one of the formats is normally a CSV spreadsheet file format. So go into your online bank account and then download your data as a CSV file. It'll be on your computer. Once you've done that, now you can simply take that spreadsheet file that you've downloaded from your online bank account and click here to choose it. So I put mine here in a folder, and I'm gonna do one that's called value, and it's a first quarter file. It's about 3 months of data in that particular account. So I'm going to open that, and there you go. So it already shows you, some of the data that we're going to be uploading. Now, if you go into your CSV file, you're going to see if there's a heading or not on each column. If there's no column heading, as is the case in my CSV file, I'm going to say, is row 1 a column heading row? No, I'm going to say no. All right, so we've done steps 1, 2, and now we're in step 3, map columns. So here we're going to look at, on the left side, each of your columns that we're importing. So here's all my data from my CSV file on the left. And for example, in section A, it's asking now on the right, what kind of data is that? Well, I'm going to say that that is dates. So I'm going to scroll down and through this list, choose date. And on the right, you can say, okay, what format is that those dates being shown in the CSV file? Well, mine is month, day, year. I know that because I've looked at it already. So I'm going to choose month, day, year. This was January the 2nd, for example. And then what account am I importing from? Let's say this is my savings account that I want to have this go into in my bookkeeping program. All right, and then we're going to go to the next column. Those are actually totals, right? So we're going to choose the word, the column, and call it total as to import it in that column. This is a blank one, so we're going to leave it alone. And then the next two are both, there's 2 columns here, but they're both make up descriptions. So I'm going to just label them both as description. And what's going to happen when I do that is these 2 columns will be combined into the description field for each bookkeeping entry in the program. Okay, so I've mapped each of the items that I'm from my CSV file that I'm importing, and I'm going to choose next. It's processing. And here you go. So it's already given me a start. It's actually imported all the data for me. There's 37 records, and you got the date column here, the class and the category. We still have to do that to update the record, but the dates in here, the description, you can see how it combined the 2 columns from the CSV file into my description field, and it gave me a total here. But it didn't do anything else. So it imported 1, 2, 3, these 4 columns, and anything else that's left, I have to then double click, and I can just finish the entry. So, I can finish this entry in one of 2 ways. I can simply go in here Let's say, okay, this is A&W, so I'm going to call it an expense for business, and it's going to be, entertainment and meals. And if there's a tax, I'll adjust the tax amount, and then I'll save it. And you see now there's a check mark there. That means that this particular entry has been completed, and if it's ready to import, I can just choose next to import that particular entry. So if I went next, you have one record to import. I'm going to go finish. And you see, there's the entry. It's in my bookkeeping program. So I just did the one entry so you can see how that kind of works. But if you go back to the import file, it's still there until you're done. It just has to retrieve it. And there we go. So now we still have 36 left to go. So you could just simply do them one by one, and then it will be, you'd have those records completely processed. Another way to do it is auto edit the entries. So for example, I could create a script in auto edit that anytime it comes up with Starbucks, or let's say it comes up with Shell, or certain descriptor, it would automatically do the editing for you. And we're going to show you that in a separate video on the auto edit video. So make sure you watch that next. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. So you're able to import and then manually or automatically edit entries in this screen, and that'll save you a bunch of time. So anyway, we'll look forward to seeing you in the auto edit video. Thanks for tuning in.